the time and helped fix my fucking leaking kitchen tap. Thank you for that, by the way, that's been wonderful. Michael is a fantastic poet in his own right. He does so much work gratis for nothing to help so much of the Melbourne art scene. He is a beautiful human being, and I'm very happy that he's here today for our first gig. It is traditional, as was Dan Poets, that Michael would be the first feature, and he would also take a photo. I'll back announce, and I'm sure Michael will probably pick up on some of the things that I've forgotten. But I'm very, very happy to have him here as our first ever feature at Cherry Poets. Would you please welcome Michael Reynolds? Thank you for this amazing lecture, and I will let Michael tell you about the construction of this incredible thing, but it's a good story.
Orthodox Church.
Orthodox Church. Oh, thank you very much, Steve. This podium actually I found outside out the front on the nature strip of a church about halfway through 2019. So I dragged it home, and the base is from a dumpster at work. So so there you go. This is officially the new podium for Cherry Poets. And so Cherry. The Cherry Tree Hotel is it's not only the continuation of the Dan O'Connell Hotel poetry, it's the continuation of Saturday afternoon poetry, because before the Dan there were venues like the Perseverance and the Rochester Arms. The Cherry Tree Hotel is in a very elite group of hotels that has supported poetry so very well. Thank you very, very much, Cherry Tree, for helping us to continue our Saturday afternoon. My first set will be mostly all serious stuff, and I'll do my silly stuff in the second set. John Norman, a very talented man, brought down by alcohol and drugs. And Fiona was good enough to mention Brad McCracken. I haven't written anything about him. He passed away a year ago, and my favourite story, my favourite memory of him was at the Dan O'Connell Hotel. Before one of the gigs, he went up to Ted Lord, who was the MC at the time, and he said to Ted, half jokingly, only half jokingly, mind you, you should give me a pint for doing a poem. And just for a gag, I'd said, I'll pay you a pint to not do a poem. And he said, right, you're wrong. Then he put his name on the board. What the hell is he up to? When his time came, he got Andy Anderson to get up and read his poem, and he stood next to him miming. By the end of that poem, he had a pint waiting for him when he got off the stage. Brad McCracken. Oh, right. Okay, I better get on with some poetry, okay? This is called Don't You Know Me? Hello, Michael. I turned to see her. A joyful face, eyes that accompany laughter, and a smile you can see will be larger in a second. I hadn't seen her before, but I knew her. She had the face of the woman on a tram I thought I should know. The face in the crowd who swapped a glance for a grin. The one whose laughter stopped me thinking of anything else. Now, all of those smiles were facing me, and my response,
A stammering, surprised hello. She mirrored surprise. Don't you know me? Forehead creasing under the weight of a frown, her disappointment, now anger, and I not knowing how to ask, where have we met? Who are you? She turned on her heel and walked out. I asked the man drinking next to me, do you know who that was? Oh, her. She was lovely. I was told once, never write a line that ends with a question mark. So I wrote one with every single line in it. It's called Fabric of Feeling.
That's a hard thing to do.
Does it feel comfortable on your skin? Does it hang loose or restrict your movements? Does it fray easily? Was it tailor-made or off the rack? Is it pressed, iron-free or rumpled? Is it stained or clean? Do you wash it? Does someone else? Do you keep a wardrobe of feelings? How do you choose which one to wear? Is it chosen for you? If it's torn, do you mend it or replace it? Does the fabric of feeling reveal your figure, or do you wear it to hide your body? Do you know what you wear? Do you care if others don't like it? Would you rather wear a different feeling? Can you? The baling twine, suture for broken things, stops the barrier neck from leaning further. A precarious defence. Fireline, keep out. Bright yellow snatches attention, a notice to take no notice. Thoughts turn to rebuilding, not if, but when and how long. As replacement and regrowth after a bushfire, the first green foliage diminishing blackness with optimism. The baling twine, first sign of repair, perennial, adaptable, ugly, hasty hero, gives me hope. This is the title poem of a chapter I published, 12 years ago. It's called Upon Finding a Chair in the Forest. There is nobody else around, but you look about, for here is proof somebody has been before. Curiosity and amusement draw you to the metal and plastic chair placed there by no one for everyone. And you think of the crowded train, the one seat remaining, surely not for you. But your quick search confirms who the chair is for. It is yours, but only if you feel comfortable. I've got a piece that I read at the Damn Poets a year ago, and I've tidied it up a bit since. And it's about taking photos, not just of poetry and music and comedy. And so here we go. It's called What Do I Look For in a Photo? We photograph light in order to reflect, and we choose our best light to create what we wish to remember. Who we have seen, the places we've been, and the things that we have done. Holding a microphone, a book, a guitar, waving arms, waving drumsticks, whispering, shouting, singing, grinning. Look closer. See their story. The artist excited and proud to share the stage in a celebration of the occasion and the venue with artists who will wow the crowd. The artist connecting directly with their audience, animated, aping the anger of some fall high on irony and exaggerated sigh, the how-come gesture of a world gone weird. grinning at a situation spinning out of control, finding the funny stuff gone wrong. The joy in the eyes in telling a tale that they shared with their best friend, who was the entire crowd. The artist performing a lifetime's work, drawing you into their intimate space made perfect by 1,000 rehearsals, head lifted, half-closed eyes as the guitar sighs with contentment, and the singer, pausing after a big note, silently sighs with pleasure. Going where the music takes them, the face reveals how they feel, and the body too, the wild dance with the double bass that finishes with a tender embrace. The poetry in the picture of an artist reading, the face on the page, the concentration of an artist getting their lines just right, the uplifted hand as an accent highlighting rhythm and intensity, the respect shown for words by a mouth conscientiously enunciating words. They look into the audience as the eyes leave the page to engage the listener even more. Have you ever photographed love? The intimate listener spellbound by the words, or the band member looking on as a soloist is truly admired. Or the artist who loves the audience so much it's written on them as they perform. But the photo of a celebration of art is truly a photo to treasure. The head back, fist raised in triumph, the laughter of a shared moment with someone in the crowd. Two musicians exchanging smiles of well done after a favourite song. The group photo. So many different things happening when a crowd is all doing the same thing. Laughing faces, reflecting faces, even some serious ones, the ones facing each other, the hooray faces, the good on you faces, the so glad I'm here faces, every one of them a pleasure to know. This is why I take photos. With my aunt just before a family funeral. Auntie Denise said that was exactly how it was for her. We were at her brother-in-law's funeral, early mind you, the crowd still coming in, celebrities and all, for he was on the radio, and we were sharing a moment of calm before the morn. She liked my poem. I was glad. We didn't talk about her daughter though. We talked about my dad and his table. You see, he had cancer. A school kid with something up his nose that wasn't funny. And a little sister who would do anything for him. And so the tabletop he was making in the work shed, taking hundreds of matchsticks to create, became the biggest thing in her life. A tabletop of matches. Not one from their dad, mind. He was a pipe smoker. Matches from a pipe smoker are half burnt. No good for the tabletop. So, cigarette matches were the ones to be found in gutters, on the road, wherever smokers were around. Every walk home from school was a treasure hunt. Her mum would scold her about her school bag. She was told dropping it in the backyard was bad, but when she had a fistful of matches, not even a dump bag would stop her. And her mum wouldn't tell her off. Denise laughed when I told her about the glass top of that table. Whenever he took it off to clean, he'd have to make several turns to fit it back, a couple of flips too maybe, before it's on. That tabletop used to be an octagon, but a square now, a side table with a pattern of matches, mostly collected by Denise for her sick brother. And once made, would make him better. Auntie Denise spoke about that table only weeks before I was told dementia had taken hold. On the day of my book launch, she was there, but she didn't know who I was. Thank you. during this break, I would like to do a group photo. It won't be the official first annual photo, obviously, because everyone's going to have to wear masks. But if I could get sometime during the break, if I could get everyone off, I've got to set up first, so don't come up here and just go. When you do, when the time does come, please, it's not just people who are